Hello, it has been, oh my goodness, look at this. It's been a day in first grade, I tell you that. Well, this week I'm coming back on. A couple weeks ago, I talked to you about releasing 50 pounds that I have been unable to get rid of because of my autoimmune disorder. And what I wanted to talk to you some more about is having this autoimmune disorder and the weight gain that comes with it. I, in trying so many things and getting training and doing that, because of that, I learned a lot about anatomy and physiology and how the body works and learning how to take care of myself. And the one thing that AIP has really done for me is really taught me how to be able to listen to my body. Now, I had a friend who a few years ago who talked a lot about intuitive eating and doing that. And she said, oh, if people just intuitively ate and did this and that, and I tried it, and the problem was at that time my body was not clean, my food was not as clean as it could be. So sometimes I would say that my body needed a Reese's peanut butter cup. There is never a time that your body needs a Reese's peanut butter cup, but because of that, because I was listening to that and listening to my body, those would be some of the things that would happen. What I found after about 6 or 8 months on AIP was that there was a huge shift. And because of being on AIP, because I was eating so clean and eating food that was real food and no more food that's packaged with chemicals or anything like that, and even things that were packaged, they're so clean and so pure that I could actually hear what my body was telling me. So because my body was so clean and so whole, I guess I shouldn't say whole because I'm still working on that, but because of the food I was giving it that was full of nutrition and food that was healing and working on the healing, I was able to really hear what my body says. So now I can hear when my body is telling me that things are off. And I have an example. At the beginning of the month, I wanted to do more of a carnivore meat-based diet, but I was struggling more than I ever had, and I didn't understand why, because I was eating the same things, but things were off, and they were way off. And the more I was doing it, the more off I felt. And because I was so in tune with my body, and I watched the scale, and the scale doesn't own me like it used to, but I use the scale as a tool to see, and I was actually going up, and I don't go up. Like, when I'm in balance, I can weigh myself in the morning, and I can weigh myself when I get home from work, and I will weigh the same. I can weigh myself in the morning and weigh myself right before I go to bed, and I will weigh the same when things are imbalanced. And that wasn't happening. I had gained like 6 pounds, and I was so tired, and things were so off. And I could not figure out what was going on, but I knew something was wrong. And it took me a little bit, but I finally realized I was buying the same brand of bacon that I had, and since I was focusing more on meat, I was eating more of the bacon. What I did not realize was that I was buying the same brand, same kind, but I bought the kind that had added cane sugar in. And because of my Hashimoto's and because of leaky gut and all that stuff, I'm very sensitive to those things. So that extra cane sugar was causing a lot of issues. Not anything to show me huge signs, but enough to show me that something was off. And it was almost by accident that we realized, that my husband and I kind of caught what was going on. And so I can already feel the shift happening and going back, and I can see the puffiness coming back in my that was in my face, and all that. It's going to take me a couple weeks to get rid of that inflammation. And when I went to the doctors, my inflammation markers were way high, and it really was just because a trivial amount, is what it said in the package, of cane sugar, all organic, everything like that. But because of the state that my body's in, I am that sensitive to things. And so I've really learned to listen to my body. And because I cleaned it out, I can hear what it has to say. So really what I tell people, if you're going to do intuitive eating, you first have to get real and clear out the garbage. You have to clear out the noise. If you're in a crowded room and everybody's screaming, you're like at a nightclub and doing it, you cannot have a deep connection and conversation with someone in that space. You have to remove yourself from that where you can hear more. And it's the same thing with your body. You have to remove all of the noise so that you can hear and listen to what your body's telling you. And when you do, it will show you exactly what it needs. So I just wish you the best. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask. And if you want some more information and want to continue following me on my journey to healing, if you have autoimmune issues, if you want some more information on AIP, if you want some just more positive, loving things that to come into your life, click the like, click the subscribe, and the bell, and get notifications from me. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next week.